Brother Nero has debuted on SmackDown. What? Welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast review of SmackDown. I'm Quinnell, joined by Andy Datson. And yeah, first things first that we're going to be talking about today is this bar fight between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy, where seemingly we've got Brother Nero back. It all started, it was a cinematic match, much like many others that we've seen so far. Sheamus walking in with his vest and hat and braces he's got on. Sure, it actually looked kind of cool. I'm into it, honestly. I think it's a really good look for Sheamus. But anyway, yeah, they both sit down together, he and Jeff, at the bar and just kind of chat before the fight gets underway. Yeah, it was really, really strange. Sheamus just being like, I'm looking forward to killing you, basically. And Jeff Hardy then cut a really strange promo and said that, you know, he's risen above all this addiction stuff. And he is now the bar himself.
Oh, he's a light bulb.
Yeah, he's that light. He's that TV over there. He is the bar, man. I was very confused by this promo. I didn't get it.
Yes. Well, the first thing I noticed was the name of the bar. I don't know if you saw it, but they clearly wanted to think, oh, how are people going to know that it's a bar that Sheamus goes to? And they just called it Irish Shannon's Bar. It's just okay, right. So the Irish Shannon's Bar. Jeff Hardy isn't there to start with. Sheamus is sitting on his own, wearing, as you say, a cool outfit. But that was just a what's a stereotype of a man in a bar in Ireland? Oh, I know, a white top, braces, a beard, ginger. Okay, cool. Jeff comes in like 30 seconds later. Yeah, starts talking utter nonsense to the point where you're thinking, maybe he has been drinking. Yeah, and he just kind of does a very Jeff Hardy 2020 promo, which is just a bunch of words. And Sheamus reacts as we all reacted.
Yeah, so, I mean, his promos about his actual addiction have been fine, when he's just like, you know, don't laugh at my problems, I'm going to overcome, I'm going to be a beacon of light and all this stuff. That's fine. But this one was just saying, I am this bar in front of me. And yeah, like you said, Sheamus's reaction, I think, was everyone's reaction to this. It's actually our SmackDown highlight of the week, getting straight into it today, because, good God, Sheamus's reaction to this, I think, was everyone's reaction to Jeff Hardy's promo.
I am this bar, man. What?
It's just his look beforehand. It's just, what?
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, are you okay, buddy? And Andy has also created a little thing here to showcase that Jeff is actually that TV over there and those lights and that bar, man.
I'm so good at Photoshop, you could barely tell that I've actually edited that photo.
Exactly, yes. It was a work of art, really, yeah. But then they get into it. Jeff pours himself a drink, which Sheamus just reacts normally to, just like, oh, yeah, cool. It's like, yeah, Sheamus, that's a big deal. He's pouring himself a drink. And then, yeah, he throws the drink in Sheamus's face. Obviously, they start brawling and getting into it. And honestly, moral objections aside to Jeff wrestling a fight in a bar, not a huge fan of that. That aside for a second, I thought the match was really fun. I think they worked really well with the setting that they had. They didn't have that much room. It was quite like a small bar and like small corridors and like the bathroom and then, you know, the little hallway that they had. They didn't have that much to work with, but I thought they made some really fun spots with what they did. Aside from when they were in the bathroom and they used the stock toilet flushing sounds when Sheamus put Jeff's face into a urinal and like flushed it, and then they just put the most stock sound of a toilet flushing ever over the top of it. I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they've got flushing urinals at all is pretty impressive. Like, I've seen the ones that kind of clean themselves after like every 10th pee. But to have a urinal that is got a manual flush is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
But yeah, they could have worked. It was a bit like the Wilhelm scream, you know, the most used like sound effect in movie history, the sort of whoa!
Yeah.
When anyone dies. It was fun. It was silly. It was a cinematic match, and I didn't mind because the rest of it was just kind of, it was, like you said, moral objections aside, if you just forget that and think, this is just a fun thing to watch, it was good.
Yes. And it got to a point where Jeff started hiding in a cupboard, came out with a ladder because he's Jeff Hardy, so of course he has a ladder. Something we didn't mention actually at the start was Jeff actually mentioned Matt Hardy. Whoa!
He did. He said, no, he did. Not by name, just my brother.
No, my brother. He had to delete his WWE career and then did something else that wasn't really related to that. So I feel like they just wanted to throw that in there for no reason.
Matt is a barstool.
Yes, he is that barstool over there. But yeah, he starts using the ladder. There was a really cool bit when Sheamus was walking out of the bathroom trying to find Jeff that was hiding in the cupboard with the ladder. God, Sheamus is in such good shape. Like he was silhouetted from the light behind him on the bathroom, and he was walking, he'd taken his vest and his hat off at this point, so he just had like the trousers on at this point. And just the figure he cut as he was walking out the door, I was like, man, that is an imposing figure. It's a cool shot to have Sheamus walking out there. I thought he looked great. And then, yeah, they start brawling some more. Jeff gets thrown into a drum kit, and they cut to an ad break immediately, which I thought was great. Jeff starts coming back. He starts to climb the ladder to go for a swanton, and then the bartender gets involved and just starts beating up Hardy, which makes sense considering Hardy tried to kill the man on an episode of SmackDown.
Was it the same guy?
I believe it was the same guy.
It looked like a different guy to me.
It might have been. I wasn't really.
It looked like a different ethnicity. Was basically my.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
So
I didn't really know.
Sheamus just really good friends with all the bartenders.
I saw bartender and assumed it would have been the same one because I thought they would have kept that consistency. My bad. But yeah, anyway, the bartender gets involved, starts attacking Hardy. Hardy puts him through a table, powerbombs him through a table, which was a great spot. But then Sheamus manages to smash a bar stool over Hardy, get him down, and he puts his hat over Hardy's face. And then instead of pinning him and winning, he goes behind the bar and pours himself a Guinness and then drinks that instead. And as it came back, they were really lingering on the shot of Hardy with his face covered. And I was like, it's going to be Brother Nero, isn't it? Probably going to be Brother Nero, right? And then he came back and he took the hat off, and suddenly he's got face paint on, and he's Brother Nero now. And he comes in and he's got the contacts in that make his eyes look super weird and freaky. And he gets up and starts wailing on Sheamus, climbs the ladder, hits a swanton, and wins. And then after the match, he kind of shuts his eyes and reopens them, and it's back to his normal eyes again, but with the face paint on. And then he walks off. Whoa! I thought it was quite fun. Honestly, I'm into it. If we can get Brother Nero in WWE, I think it could be interesting, could be fun. If they're really going to be pushing Hardy, which it was the reports before he returned, as Brother Nero, I think it could be an interesting character, especially if he's got kind of a bit of creative license over it as well. Granted, in like interviews and stuff, Matt Hardy has said that he was kind of the creative force behind the whole Broken universe, and even getting Jeff on board with the Brother Nero character, Matt was kind of the main guy behind it. So whether Jeff is going to have that kind of creative spark to know, what to do as Brother Nero, who knows? But it could be fun. I'm quietly optimistic is what I am about Brother Nero. So, and I thought the match was fun, aside from, the actual fact it was at a bar with Jeff Hardy. But yeah, aside from that, I thought it was really good.
Yes. And dare I say it, felt like the end of this feud.
Careful now. Don't know if we can have that, mate.
It felt, well, I can't see. I cannot see. I mean, I know that we said this before. I cannot see where they're supposed to go from here.
I can. Sheamus is going to come out next week and say, Jeff didn't beat me. That other thing that was possessing him beat me. Jeff, you didn't beat me fair and square, fella. And whatever else he's going to say.
Oh, that was unfair because we were in a bar and that's Jeff's natural habitat. Yeah, you come and fight me in a pot of gold. I don't know. Irish things.
Yeah. I thought it was fine, and it felt worthy of the main event spot of SmackDown. Yeah. I thought it was good.